You know, there are movies that are meant to move us, to inspire us, to educate us, and there's movies just to purely entertain us. We go to movies to see actors, to see their performances. This actor has a poor track record on movies he has starred in as the lead role. But I have to say, Tron Ares is not that bad. It's quite entertaining. And we saw it together during Columbus Day weekend. And I think I surprised you here and there while I watched it because I heard you react to what I reacted to.
I don't know if I reacted. But okay.
You reacted to me to what I reacted on the screen.
That's fair. I have a tendency of doing stuff like that.
I'm just saying, like you said, like you're just a big kid. I was like,
Oh yeah. Now can you say what scene that was for though?
well, it was at the end.
Yes.
And credit. You know, when you go to the movie theaters, when you see a movie, you're supposed to, yes, there are some things are believable, some things are not, but for the most part, you're supposed to be part of that world for 90 minutes to 3 hours, however long the movie is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I felt. I mean, I'm not a huge Tron fan. I love the concept. I love what they're trying to do. And I actually did enjoy what they did here, even though it reminded me of Barbie and Pinocchio.
Never saw.
You never saw Pinocchio?
I never saw Barbie.
Well, we'll get into that. On Rotten Tomatoes, by the time of this review, it is 52% by the critics and 86% by the audience. End of line. Welcome back to Tales of Two Bros. My name is Angel,
I'm a Don.
where we give you a review at least once a week. Spoiler alert. How was our movie experience?
I think it was pretty decent. We went for early viewing. A lot of people showed up. I remember initially just getting there, like last minute, we had to change our seats because Angel,
Me, you, say you.
I'm telling this story to the peoples.
But you can say we're having a conversation, you and I.
Okay. So you decide to remember to invite Kim.
Yeah, because I didn't think she wanted to see it. And I was kind of surprised. I mean, you were here to watch our dogs because we went away for her birthday to Philadelphia right after like 4 weeks or less than 4 weeks of my hips replacement surgery. So we did a lot of walking. I had to do the Rocky Steps 3 times. I didn't have to do it. I wanted to do it because Kim didn't film it correctly the first 2 times or the way I wanted it. So I had to do it. And then I was in pain for about 10 minutes solid. Then after that, and after she gave me some Advil, I was fine. I was right as rain. And we just walked so much. And for those listening, if you ever go to Philadelphia, go to the market. Oh my God, it's skipping my brain right now of the market. It's like, you know, all these foods and stuff like that. You've been to the similar where they have all these different restaurants and things to try.
I have not been to Philadelphia in probably 20 years.
I understand you haven't been to Philadelphia, but haven't you been to food trucks?
You don't get the size without doing that.
You don't get the what?
I said you don't get to the size without doing that. Going to places where there's like food trucks and all this. Jesus, man.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know you were going to talk about your weight. Sorry. Sorry. But no, I'm just saying, Mr. Gus Steaks, they did cheesesteaks there. So good. So damn good. It was like almost like shy of perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Kim hadn't had it before and stuff like that. And it was great. It was awesome. It was a little chilly, but overall the weather was great. But on that Monday when we arrived, you were still here and we went to the theaters. Like you said, we went early. We went to the 1 o'clock show. And yes, we booked our seats maybe like 3 hours prior to the movie showing?
Yeah, I got mine pretty damn early.
What was that Monday?
Yeah, it was that Monday. We got it row E, like in the middle.
Yeah.
And
then some person, I went to check before we left the house, and then I see another person booked their seat right next to ours. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I just canceled, and I told you guys to cancel. Well, I told you to cancel, and I bought Kim's ticket when she said she wanted to go. And then, yeah, we went like maybe a row or two in front of that person. But I was like, why do people have this need to sit next to someone else in an empty theater?
it's
I do not get it. Yeah, especially strangers. Like the theater is empty, especially at that time, because a lot of people on Columbus Day still work.
Yeah.
Some people do not, but a lot of people still do. But anyway, watching this movie, I did enjoy it. Now, is it the best of the trilogy? No. I think Tron Legacy freaking rocks. But I like what they did here. You mentioned it, I think during or right after we watched it, is like Macintosh versus PC.
Well, at that time, you were expressing like, it's confusing about the whole thing with Dillinger and whatnot. And I'm like, no, you gotta think of it like Macintosh versus Windows. And that's what this movie is. You have a guy who worked at Windows, his family worked at Windows, and then separated and they made Macintosh.
Right, but I'm just confused. I got confused because I thought the way it would present him, you understood it faster than I did. That I thought they were still working together, just like in the first two films. That Dillinger and Flynn were still working together in one way, and like Dillinger stole the gaming codes and took the credit for the games of Flynn in the first one. In the second one, you have Flynn, the son, even though he has the majority of the property of Encom, he is doing his thing, kind of like Bruce Wayne was doing his thing, and someone else took over while he was being, living the lifestyle, being Batman, and not really worried about the company as he should have been.
Yeah.
And Dillinger was in it, even though, which I find it sad that they didn't really go into Dillinger in Tron Legacy. Cillian Murphy was Dillinger. He was like the son, or maybe a relative, brother, or...
From what I heard after the fact, he's the brother to Gillian Anderson's character, Elizabeth Dillinger.
Right, so they're both siblings. They're both children of the original Dillinger.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, though, he pretty much made a cameo in Legacy. We did not see him again.
There was supposed to be a Tron Legacy too, like a sequel to a Tron Legacy. So they may have had more to his character for the third film that they originally were going to do.
Quick note, I know in our review of Legacy that we brought up Tron Uprising, which was on Disney XD, which I still think is one of the best of the Tron universe, or best product of the Tron universe, even better than Legacy. Because one, Tron is one of the main focus. He's at the main focus. Beck is, who is supposed to be the new Tron, shifting. But I said in our review that show and Legacy correlate with one another, and I was wrong. It's more of a prequel that was leading up to Legacy, and they cut it short because the movie didn't do well, and the show didn't do well due to poor time slots. Yeah. Monday at midnight. What the hell? Like, who's going to watch that Monday at midnight? No one. But on streaming, it does well. Now, it used to be on Netflix. Now it's on Disney Plus. And I'm rewatching it again, and it still holds up. It's still good, even though you think the animation is a little weird. It reminds you of Aeon Flux.
Kind of, like that old 90s, early millennia style animation.
But which is fine, but to me, it fits. It totally fits. And the voice casting, the actors in it, holy crap, 20 people deep that we all know, which is amazing. But let's go back to here. Initially, what did you think about this?
I thought it was a good time. I mean, like you said, it's not gonna rewrite history or like be the new like Academy Award winning project. But I'm one of those people who and this is gonna be me at my best saying Jared Leto is a hit or miss in the projects you watch him in. So there's gonna be some movies where as a side character or as a character he's really good, and then there's some movies that he technically brings it down. Case in point, and I've said this many times, I was not a fan of Jared Leto as a Joker, still not, and I was not a fan of Morbius. I don't blame him entirely for Morbius. I blame the movie for the Morbius.
Right. Well, he's actually a really good actor, and even though his portrayal of Joker in Suicide Squad is a far different take than what we normally see, I do appreciate it. He went into a far deeper, more sexual version, in my opinion, of the Joker. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he kind of seemed like he could be bisexual, the character, what have you, which is whatever, because the Joker is the avatar of chaos. So he can do whatever he wants, what have you. He doesn't have to be like just fall in love of one person like Harley Quinn. He could be anyone. But his laugh was weird, I'll tell you that. But it was like, he made a choice, as many actors do. Right. But he made it he made a choice, and the director could have agreed or not disagree, or could have disagreed, excuse me.
I mean, I think that's the director's job to agree
Sometimes.
or disagree. Well, I guess.
Sometimes. Some directors let the actors do what they can, do what they do, and what have you, or there's a communication, what they're trying to get, trying to figure out the character. But Jared Leto, overall, is a fine actor. He's done amazing performances throughout his career.
Well, I liked him here. I'm not taking anything away from the ones that are great performances. It's just like, you're either going to love him in a project or you're not.
I mean, this was a project, after I saw the movie, I did a lot of, not a lot, but I did some, soul searching? No, not. But what I did was do some research, and he was tied in the sequels of Legacy.
Oh, like small roles, yeah.
He was supposed to be Ares. Like, Ares was supposed to be in the sequel of Legacy.
Okay.
And since it didn't do so well in the box office, he kept it alive. He kept trying to find new writers and directors, what have you. He put his own money in to keep this project alive. And then we got what we got. Okay. So real quick, the director of Tron Legacy, even though it's not the same director here, the director of Tron Legacy is the same director of Top Gun Maverick and F1, which are great movies in the sense of you feel like you're in the cockpit, you feel like you're in the car of the Grand Prix, the F1s, the Formula Ones. So anyway, it did felt like very Pinocchio, where I want to be a boy.
Who's the director?
No, I'm talking about of Tron Legacy.
Oh, okay. Because I was looking at IMDb. I'm like, no, that's not the same director.
No. The director of here, he did like some other projects. I can't remember off the top. What did he do?
Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
Yes.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, and Marco Polo.
The show?
Yeah, and Banditas, the movie.
Oh, the ladies?
Yeah, with Salma Hayek.
Yeah, so his record's not that good.
You're not blaming Salma Hayek, are you?
No, I'm not blaming Salma Hayek. I'm talking about his projects. They're like the ones you're talking about didn't do so well, even though Marco Polo was pretty good. But anyway, it did remind me heavily of Pinocchio and Barbie. In the premise of Barbie, since I know you didn't see it, real quick, in Barbie, the toys come to the real world.
Okay.
In Barbie, they transcend from their world. Somehow they cross a bridge and they're in the real world.
It's like that. Like Enchanted. It's a kid's film.
I never saw that. So that's what it reminded me of. It was pretty cool. And they had some cool gadgets. I love the new discs. I couldn't help but think of, because with Tron Legacy and here, I couldn't help but think of Star Wars and says of the prequels with Obi-Wan.
Because of the stance?
Because they pull their disc back and he has the hand in front. That's what Obi-Wan did in the prequels of episode 2 and 3.
Okay.
I mean, I just find that funny because, I mean, that was the stance position Sam Flynn did a lot. And then Jared Leto said, let me do the same thing, And I mean, the characters were really cool. I love Dillinger, the grandson. He was a great jerk in it. And I thought it was like, I appreciate it. The only thing I don't like is that it's a Tron movie without Tron.
Up until the end, Tron Legacy was that too.
No, but he was there throughout the whole movie pretty much once they get to the grid.
You didn't know it until you figured out at the end.
Well, of course, because when Flynn said his name.
But that's what I'm saying. It's essentially the same thing. Just because you have someone in the background saying, I'm Tron, that doesn't mean it's a Tron film.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I was like, I mean, even the first film, who was the star? Jeff Bridges, who was Flynn in the grid. Tron was just another side character, which again, it was like, why?
True.
So so it was like Tron is, even though he's the star character, if you will, in the sense of name of the title, he's not the main focus.
That's like watching Superman and everybody's focused on Jimmy Olsen.
Exactly. Yeah. Or Lois Lane or someone. Yeah, someone else. Yeah. No, it just would have been nice, even though those two, Sam and Tron, the actors who play them, they were supposed to be in this, but the money wasn't there. They couldn't come to terms to the money, so they had to cut them out and rewrite it and stuff like that. So yeah.
I mean, I don't know about the guy playing Sam. I haven't seen him in a hot minute, but still.
Oh, he's in Tulsa King.
I haven't watched Tulsa King since season 1.
Well, he was in season 1. He was the bartender.
That's him? Oh, life has changed him.
Well, he had the mustache, he had the gold, he had the facial hair. So yeah, I get it, but that's him.
Olivia Wilde on camera, look totally different, my guy.
Speaking about Olivia Wilde, we could not understand how she survived the real world. Where in this movie, they had an issue where people from creations of the grid, be it Dillinger's, and what was their company called again? It was Dillinger Enterprises. Dillinger.
Yeah, it's literally their name. It's
No, I
like
know.
the most egotistical thing. I rewatched it after we had that discussion because I hadn't watched it, and then we determined that Flynn gave her his disc at the end.
Right, right.
Supposedly, that has the permanence code because it's his disc of a user disc.
Oh, that's
and that allowed
right.
her to succeed. But here's where it gets weird. And
But
thank you for bringing this up.
Impertinence, actually.
Yeah. Well, I don't care about pertinence or impertinence. Here's where I think it's weird. So that code is supposed to be erased because it goes with her to the real world. And Flynn stayed behind. And then he merged with his, Clue. And then they literally reset the entire world and reset himself. And he wasn't supposed to have, oh, that's just gray hair. He wasn't supposed to have survived, right?
Oh, bastard.
So when we get back in Ares, we see everything looks like Tron, the original.
Even the bad filter and all that stuff is great. I love that part. I was like, wow. I was like,
which is very nostalgia and very cool for that. And like I love Bit. Bit's a star.
Even though he was only like for 3 seconds,
stole the show. Jeff Bridges comes in, Force Ghost style.
Yes, he was definitely like, Force Ghost.
He's like
definitely Star Wars related.
I'm only here because you're here, man. That's wild. So and he goes, I'm here for the source code. And he gives him the source code. Homie, I just watched Tron Legacy. That code looked like the thing he pulled out from
Korra?
Korra. Remember when her arm was off?
Correct.
And he had to mess with her code. He goes, look at this, man. That's wild. It's like, check this out, man. And then he goes, huh. Right? And then her arm's regenerating and whatnot. If you look at that, and then you look at that scene where he gives the source code to the permanence or impermanence code to Jared Leto, it's the same color, and it's a code that's going like this.
Right.
Like a DNA sequence.
Well, her code. Maybe it's his. Because remember, since him and Clue merged, you can say he got more powerful.
No, he died.
But but even though you're a ghost, a Force ghost, you still have power. We've seen that. You still have abilities as a Force ghost.
Okay, you're talking Star Wars now. We're talking about back in Tron. He
clearly
has abilities in the original Tron world. He made a table and a piano.
Right, but I'm saying though that he's the creator of the grid, so he can manipulate. Even though like he reset the grid back to his basic form, because it still had the wall punched in the hole. The hole punched into the wall that happened in the first movie. Because he reset everything until like what happened to a certain point. Correct.
Yeah.
Like pretty much like what happened to his memory. Like what he remembered.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. He's the creator and the god, if you will, of that world, of the grid, that he can do whatever he wants to do.
Correct. But he never made her. She was a
I know she's an
creature.
She's an isotope or something like that. Like
they called them isos, but
isos, yes.
She came about of her own being. So like the whole purpose of Legacy was like I was going to create the perfect being, and they just came to me.
Well, that's also in Uprising. They focus on that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because it's just like Jurassic Park.
Nature finds a way.
Yes, even though it's a computer. It's not nature. But yes. Yeah. But I like at the end credit, or one of them, there's 2 end credits, that you see that Ares is actually looking for her. Like he's not looking for Sam. No. He's looking for her.
I say Sam took that photo because someone had to take that photo. She was propped up.
Of course. No, of course. But the thing is, she is like him. The only like other survivor of, think of Superman. He's Superman. She is Supergirl.
Sure.
And so it's like, how did you what have you, what did you do? How did you survive? Like, what are you doing? How you're coping with this new world kind of thing. I really do how they tie in both films. Yes, you have the nostalgia of the first one. You have a callback of Sam and Korra with pictures and some dialogue going through. The fight scenes were good. I loved how they did they went more into the.
That's what I was going to say.
Parkour.
The best things were like the action sequences were the best scenes, without question. The opening fight scene, one against many, was kind of cool for introduction for Ares. And the fact that he keeps resetting. It's a very gamer thing. And which ties back to like you're supposed to be. The Reds were always games. They were always the games, and the blues were supposed to be the programs. And like,
but it also reminds me,
original Tron, it's like, I'm not supposed to be in a game.
When you say that, it reminds me of Tom Cruise's movie Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Darkness.
Well, and that was kind of the same thing because he learns every time. It's not like he resets to without his memory.
Right. And also you have that other movie I have not seen yet. I want to see it, Mickey 17.
I haven't watched it yet, but I know.
Yeah, it's similar, right? You know, where the guy dies, he does
Which I thought that was what was going to happen at the end.
In what sense?
Athena came back with a bunch of others. I thought they were going to bring back, like the system was glitching, and instead Julian going into the grid, I thought like a bunch of Ares was going to come out.
It would have been cool if like a bunch of Ares showed up and then killed him.
Yeah, and they're going to do their own thing. I was like,
well, no, but what I'm saying is like, you know, he shows up in his grid, right? And his, because it's that's what it is. It's his grid,
and they're just security codes,
right? And they say, who's this? And they come and take him out. But that doesn't happen. That's why I got excited, because it becomes full circle, because he becomes his grandfather in the program setting
and the new MCP,
right? But that's what you said also, which you was like is like a reversal of the original.
Yeah,
Ares is the MCP of the Dillinger project, and Dillinger is not. What do we consider him? He's a user. He's not a program, but the face. He was. We're like
talking about
MCP.
John. You talking about Julian Dillinger or Ed Dillinger?
I'm talking about the grandson.
Yeah, Julian Dillinger. Because in the original Tron, you had Sark and then MCP program,
who was voiced by the same actor.
Exactly. So in essence, he's become the new MCP, aka Sark. Because remember, the original MCP, you couldn't see anything but a digital face, just with the voice. So he's he's all three put into one. He's the new MCP, he's the new Sark, and he's the user.
Right, I understand that, but I'm talking about in a sense in the beginning. We find out Ares, that he's the MCP of the Dillinger grid.
Yes, and then Athena.
Yes, but who is Dillinger, that face? What do we call him in that sense? Because he's not the MCP.
He is the user.
Right. Okay. But I don't know. I don't know if you get it. What I'm maybe
you want to call him a different name, developer?
No. Yeah, I guess so. But no, I'm saying in comparison to the original to here, like I said, in the original, Sark was not the MCP, but the red face, that big face, the CGI face, MCP, whatever you want to call it. He was the MCP, and Sark was like his Darth Vader. Like that was Palpatine, like that. Then in this aspect, Ares, he's supposed to be like the Palpatine because he's the MCP. Yes. Or is he still Vader?
So, no, in this case. So in this case, in this movie, Ares is more like Sark. He's a program that's taking orders.
So he's Vader. Okay, so he's Vader.
So, but to everybody else in the world, they see him as MCP because that's the title assigned to him. But he is more like Sark because there's no real master control program going rogue, managing his own self. That was what was the original MCP. Yeah.
Okay, got you. Fair enough. Now, I did enjoy how the machines and how they were brought into the real world. What did it remind you of? I think I said it during the screening. When Ares, when Athena, when the foot soldiers, when the light cycles, when those tanks were called again, what did it remind you of?
I don't remember.
3D printing.
And you're right. It's actually a full-on 3D print. Now I remember what it reminded me of: Centurions, the cartoon.
That's right.
Because
that's right. You did say that.
Because like half the vehicles are like all formed around them, and they would be like, ha. And there was a line that the Centurions were saying, I can't remember the line, but still, it was like all I could see is like the Centurions, the guys going into like the Michelangelo pose, and then all of a sudden the things just starts attaching to them.
We were confused also when Greta Lee's character, what's her name? The Asian girl?
Eve Kim.
Thank you. We were like, why is she still? Important? No, not that important. Granted, I don't think she was that important.
Oh, you're talking about when they scanned her.
Right. And they brought her in. And the thing is, we kept forgetting that it's not Flynn's grid. Like that became a whole different thing with clues and stuff like that.
But here's the thing. They did it like Flynn's grid at the end with Julian.
Yes.
On that note, this is also another important point. Okay, so that gets brought up because that scene where they bring Ares back into the grid and they're like, we need to bring her back, yada, yada, yada. And she's like, she was brought into the grid. They're telling Hassan Minhaj. They're telling him, he's like, that's impossible. No one's been able to go, we've been able to take things out. We haven't been able to put things in.
They forgot.
That's what I'm saying. But Julian knew.
No.
Julian knew. He's like, scanner. He gave the gun to one of his bodyguards, and he said, scanner. So I'm like, either that was a gamble or he knew.
Right.
But
right. Yeah. And that's like
basically
it's
conflicting information.
It's like missing. Yeah. It's like Dillinger from Legacy, Cillian Murphy's character, was able to tell his grandchild or his nephew.
But again, Dillinger from Legacy wouldn't know because he wasn't involved with anything of the story other than stopping a hack from Flint.
He was still part of the company.
But he was part of the company, but I guess that information wasn't privy because Flynn wasn't sharing that information with anybody. Because otherwise, why is it no one went? Yeah, it's a huge plot hole.
Yeah. That's a plot hole.
You know, because they had the technology all this time, and like there's source codes in the device. No one decided to go in.
Eve being there as a statue, not like until she gets the disc placed on her, she wakes up, and then when Dillinger's there, and he's just able to climb out of this hole, whatever, and he's just that you're right. That is a plot hole right there.
Mm-hmm. It's a cool scene. Both of them are cool scenes.
Yeah,
they're just huge plot holes. Also, if they're trying to get the code. Why bother waking her up, man?
Right. They could just take it from her brain because they said
they had the disc.
Well, no. Yes. Yeah. Well, they had it. They didn't attach it to her yet.
Exactly. No, but they're saying like they had the disc and like they didn't need to put the disc on her to be like, oh, it's in her.
But doesn't the disc first collect information? It didn't have any information yet.
Nope. It had her information already because that's how they woke her up using the disc. Her information, her memory was all stored on the disc, and she was just a husk. Until they put the disc on.
I still like it.
It's a cool plot hole.
Yeah, when I watch this again, I'm going to like, okay.
You ruined the film for me.
No, it's just... I want to see this on Screen X, the one with like the surround screens. I want to see it on there.
You're going to look for that scene where like she parkoured with her elbow.
That was a cool move. Like, I mean...
I caught it before you did. I said,
no, of course, yes, you did, because I forgot those beams, whatever you want to call it, they become solid until like turned off, whatever. And I just thought, I totally forgot about that. And it's like, that's a really cool aspect. I loved her assistant, the Spanish dude. He's like the comic relief. And
yeah, Arturo Castro.
Yes, he goes in the elevator. He goes, oh, so what's your name? Ares.
Oh,
you're Greek. No,
you're Greek.
Oh. Yeah, he did bring up the Greek, the God of War thing. He's like, yes. Oh, you're Greek. So it's just funny.
As a side note, it's also a weird dynamic that they had. Like, and we talked about this. Like, up until a certain point, Ares has a very robotic manner and robotic voice, and then all of a sudden, it just disappears, like Scarlett Johansson's Russian accent. It just disappeared. Like
she never had a Russian accent.
It was like all for 30 seconds. Like
where
in the movie, in like the first Avengers,
film. Where she was talking, where she was infiltrating the Russian gang.
Is it better if I say Elizabeth Olsen's fake Zarkovian?
And the reason why she lost her accent is because the character learned from Natasha, the Black Widow, how to lose the accent.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just so
but anyways, I digress. Point of the story is his personality does like a full like change over. His voice goes normal, and then he's like, "Pound it," which is like the most weird thing to throw out of nowhere.
No, but I think that's because again, it's all the data he did, because he did. Remember, he had a moment he was doing all the research, and he became, for some reason, he became a fan of the '80s, Depeche Mode, and all that stuff. The big bands like.
Well, it's all the research only on her. So, but they don't explain that she's a huge '80s. She wouldn't have been around during the '80s.
I know, unless she's like in her 40s.
Yes, and if she's in her 40s, God bless my girl.
But no, you're right. I mean, but some people just like certain music because
83 respect.
Okay. But again, a lot of times growing up, we liked the music our parents liked.
That's fair too. Yeah,
we had like a certain artist, what have you. So. That it could have been her parents that loved it. What was one of your favorite moments?
A lot of the hand-to-hand fight scenes. I thought the infiltration into the MCON grid was really cool because that's technically what the Tron grid is supposed to be, the blue grid. I thought that was actually like the spy infantry was a good moment. I also thought it was hilarious, and I called this out when we were watching in theaters, when she hits the girl with the Athena with the motorcycle, and then she looks down, Athena's gone, and I know you saw me do this, and I'm like,
yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense.
And then you start laughing, and then all of a sudden we hear the footsteps, and you were like, hey, we should start laughing. And she's like,
No, because I thought, I mean, it was kind of predictable. No,
Absolutely.
It was very predictable that she'll fall down, and yes, she'll getting up, running up the thing. I do find it funny her running up. It just, I don't know. I mean, because they're still strong. They still have their strengths and feats that they have in the grid into the real world somewhat. That you would think she could be able to either be jumping up the turnstile, whatever that spin, but she's running up. It's a funny visual. And I did find it where Eve is driving the light cycle. I mean, I would have the same reaction, even though I
argue she should have died on that cycle.
Oh, she should have died plenty of times, but she's been, we see her that prior to that, she has experience riding motorcycles like I myself, but at that speed.
Absolutely. There's no way Eve would have survived.
Yes, and then the light beams, the wall beams, whatever you want to call those. I don't know what they are called anyway.
I laughed when he stopped the cycle and there was a kid in the back seat.
Oh, when he stopped it on a dot, yes, and she should have died on the fall.
That's what I'm saying. She didn't fall on no pillows or nothing like that.
No, she fight like on a garbage thing, whatever. She should have been and then kept going because of the momentum. No, she just goes straight down. She should have been pop, 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 pop.
She got out like she was James Bond. I'm okay.
The Akira
slide. Yes. Oh, because you yelled it. You're like, Akira.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. When I get into the movies, when I'm in it, I'm very vocal.
It's literally the most popularized, most popular slide of a motorcycle anybody could ever do. And you see in every franchise, cartoons, anime, movies, shows. If someone has a cool motorcycle, they're going to do the Akira slide.
To me, that was my first time seeing a live action version of it. Before, it's just pretty much anime or animation that did it. I don't know any other live action that did it. If anyone who's listening or watching, let us know in the comments below what other live action movie copy the Akira slide, because that was so cool.
X-Men Origins with Wolverine.
He used his claw
to
help like that. He used his claw to help turns like that, but which is still cool. I mean, okay, I'll give it that. I'll give it.
It's close.
That. Yeah, it's close enough. But anyway,
the
action was top notch. The music score.
9 Inch Nails, homie.
Yes,
I'm a big fan.
And we were watching with Kim, and I see Kim going
The timing of the music was great, except for 2 scenes.
But the one with the water chase, the jet ski
that's when I knew you loved the film. When the water chase, you're like, oh. No,
it was cool because it's a different aspect of what we've seen before. Like in Legacy, in Tron, it was just the light cycles, right, for the most part. In Legacy, it was the light cycles and the planes, the jets they had.
Yeah.
And in here, it was the light cycles,
They brought back all the old vehicles.
The jet skis.
And they brought some new ones.
Right. So it was cool. And the jet skis, not the jet skis, the jets or planes, whatever they had, was more updated. But again, this is a different grid. This is Dillinger's grid. So they have a different thing.
They even had drones.
Right. And the thing is, they had his weapon, his disc, which wasn't a normal disc. I did like the triangle shape. It does make sense. It's also cool because they kind of have that lightsaber Kylo Ren kind of edge when it comes out that sticks out. I mean, I just like a different take. I mean, that's how PC and Apple or Macintosh is similar but different.
Staff that was like the Red Guard from Star Wars.
But not just her,
or
but
the Knights of Ren.
Yeah, but not just them. I mean, not just her. Excuse me. Oh, speaking of Star Wars, the cameo.
Yeah, I was wondering when we were going to talk about him. Caius.
He was in there for literally 30 seconds.
If that.
A well-known actor, which I thought would have been great as part of him, Athena, and Ares were all the trilogy.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense with the trilogy because of the triangle disc Ares had. And she was the second in command or first in command, wherever.
Caius would be third.
Right. It's those three. Pop, 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 pop. Right. And then those two.
None of the other ones had real, because they're all godlike names, and so they didn't really emphasize any of the other programs, other than those three. Yeah, and Caius just got nuked
quickly.
And he was like, "Why did you bring back Caius?" He's like, "Oh, if you're not useful, you're not whatever." I'm like, "Homie, Caius didn't have a chance."
I'm just saying, just upgrade him. Just give him an upgrade.
Ares had tons.
What about weakest moments?
We already discussed some of the weakest moments.
Like the faux pas, the potholes. Yeah.
The only other thing I could say is like when I mentioned like they played music on the scene where she's doing the XXX snowboarding down, and to get down to the base, and I'm like, unnecessary.
Right. Hasan Minhaj, I don't like him as a comedian. I don't think he's funny at all as a comedian. But as an actor, as an interviewer, as a podcast, whatever you want to call it, everything else, he's really good.
Yeah, he did his role well.
Everyone was great. The mother, played by, what's her name from the X-Files?
Gillian Anderson.
Her take on the mother, her accent. It wasn't English. It wasn't. It was more like I'm
just gonna be proper.
Yeah, it's like proper. Like she went to like Harvard or like those fine schools that taught you how to speak properly and have the etiquette. But my God, he just let her die.
I mean, technically, it was cauterized already. Like there was not much they were going to do.
I know, but still,
it's also a weird play on their dynamic because like her final words to him was like, "You killed me.
You did this to me."
Yeah,
like that.
Which is like, okay, I understand the situation. Technically, lady, no, he didn't. He just let things get out of control, and you haven't been the greatest mom from the get-go.
All her passive aggressiveness.
Yeah,
and all he was doing pretty much was, if you look at it, he was trying to do it for her, like to win her love. But he went overboard.
Mm-hmm.
Then it became his ego, or maybe always him, and then tried to say, "Hey, maybe I can get two birds with one stone with her."
Yeah, he was always pushed into a position where he has to prove something.
Now, back on Rotten Tomatoes, the critics have it at the time of this review 52%, and that the audience has it at 86%. Who do you lean with?
I lean with the audience, man. I've seen some of the critic reviews, and they are tearing it asunder. I think this is a good time. It's fun. Technically, you don't need to see the original Tron for it. You could get away with just watching it, and it's still a good time.
Even the Tron Legacy, you don't have to watch the original. How it starts is like in its own thing, and which is really good because it's from a different point of view. And here you have the synopsis happening in the beginning with all the video footage and the reporters talking and all that stuff, the newspaper clips and all that stuff. So that kind of catches you up. Now, this is not going to do well financially wise, unfortunately, because Disney does not know how to sell it, don't know how to write for it. You can't have a Tron movie every 15 to 25 years. It's not going to work. They should do the Star Wars route in the sense of give us more shows. Bring it to Disney Plus only for now. Let it build a fan base there. Yes, you have people who are fans of the original, fans of the show, fans of the sequel, but that's far spread apart. It's not going to do well. If you have it on streaming, it's going to do better. Like, give us another season of Tron Uprising, because 19 episodes for one season is not enough. It needs like 2 or 3 seasons. Give us another sequel to Tron Legacy.
Or just don't call it Tron.
Right. Do it like, I think I said it before, do it like this movie should have been called Ares, a Tron
Legacy
saga, or Tron Legacy story, or a Tron story. Just like how they do with Star Wars, with Solo, with Rogue One, things like that. Just do that. Just have his own thing, but in that world. I think the fan base will like, oh, and then they'll look at the other things, the sequels, or what happened with the previous movies and projects. This is worth a watch. This is a movie, like some people don't want to go to the movies. And I think you should see this in the movies. There are some movies, yes, you can wait for streaming. Yes, you can see it on a small screen, but movies like this, you should see it on the big screen.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah. Out of the 3 films, Legacy is the best one.
Okay.
In my opinion. What do you think?
You know what? I could say as part of a franchise, Legacy is the best one. As an independent film, Tron Ares might be the best.
Really? Okay.
Because I don't need to, like you said, I technically don't need to see 1 and 2 to watch it. It could be its own thing. If we had changed the name entirely, it would have been a fine film. It would have been an entertaining film.
I do like also the callback to Tron Legacy in the sense of the motorcycle that Ares is riding at the end, or the second end credits, or the first end credits, excuse me.
Well, the motorcycle's in all 3 movies.
But it's a Ducati.
Yeah, it's the same one.
No, but in Legacy is a black version. This is a silver.
Silver.
I believe it was black. A black version, but it was like the same model but different color. And this was like chrome body, where that was a black body. But wait a minute, hold up. Who had the motorcycle in the first one? Flynn?
Yeah, because he tells him, "I still have your bike, Dad."
I don't remember him riding it in the first one.
He did.
Okay.
He rode a motorcycle. Then in 2, at the beginning, Flynn also rode the motorcycle, and then was it Sam got it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he said he rebuilt it or whatever.
Yeah.
He upgraded it. Yeah, he put some modifications. All right, guys, that is our movie review of Tron Ares. Have you seen it? What was your favorite moment? Who was your favorite character? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Until next time, we'll be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm Adon. I don't know why I said it like that.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.
End of line.
I got nothing catchy.